What's up, y'all? Today I'm here to give my prediction and speculation for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 5, titled Internment. And this episode right here, in my book, will be a great episode because we have a new co-star coming to, well, appearing in this episode, and his name is Julio. Now, I believe my prediction and my speculations are that Julio is somehow part of a gang or group that will attack this prison this time because we seen in the preview, we seen Rick firing his gun in the middle of the night. I mean, shooting multiple rounds of ammunition. And like I said before, I said that ain't nowhere in the world Rick will have that type of gun firing that much ammunition towards zombies when he know he needs it. So that's a waste of ammunition. So it have to be humans outside of the prison trying to attack them. And like I say, Julio is a co-star within this episode. So I think he is part of a group that will try to attack that prison in this episode. And also that could be a cliffhanger for this episode that we might see Rick firing that scene we seen Rick firing that gun in, that could be a cliffhanger of what's to come in episode 6. Also, I talked about this last week in my preview discussion. I said that you see Carl, you see Beth, you see Maggie running out of the prison, and you see Carl with Rick's sheriff hat on. And for him to have that hat on, it's just it it shows us as a viewer that Rick mentorship towards Carl and showing him and getting him back on the right path is working because, like I say, at one point Carl took that hat and he threw it on the ground because he didn't want to follow he didn't want to follow that path that he was once following. So he took that hat and he tossed it on the ground in the season 3 finale. So he got that cap back on. So like I say, Rick mentoring him has really played a major role now because it's working because he put that cap back on. So like I said about Julio, we will see an attack on the prison within this episode. In the pneumococcal plague or the pneumococcal flu, I'm sorry, the pneumococcal flu is over. This right here will be the last episode for this. So let me look at the preview and I'm gonna give you my overall thoughts. And I did mute the audio. So let's get started. I'm looking at the preview right now. We see Herschel helping out some of the prisoners that's in the prison, and we see some. I'm thinking that Daryl and the rest of the group has made it back on time with the antibiotics to actually give the prisoners. We see Glenn. Next, we see Rick and we see Maggie, and we see logs of cut up trees. If we can see Maggie cutting it down now. I'm thinking that they're using those log of trees to tilt those trees on the fences so the zombies can't push them over. That's the reason why I think that they got those logs right there and they cutting them up to tilt them on the fence of the tilt them on the fence to stop the zombies from pushing up, bending the fence over, trying to get over. Also, if you pay attention to Rick's right hand, he is bandaged, but you can see it's kind of dirty now. There could be some bleeding coming from his hand from him overusing it, because Herschel did tell him don't use it, or it could just be some dirt from him lifting the trees up and putting them on the back of the truck and stuff. And in this scene, in that preview, you hear a gunshot. Now, my prediction, my speculations is that gunshot had happened within the prison. Because remember, in the episode 2, when what's his name, when Patrick had bit people, you can hear gunshots within the prison. You can hear Glenn come outside and tell them about it. So my prediction that gunshot noise was within the prison itself. And you can see how Maggie tells him how he tells Maggie to go on, and she says that you need me, but he says he tells her, no, I really don't. I can do this by myself. And the reason why she said that was because she know his arm, his right hand is not good at all. Next, we see a whole bunch of the prisoners that's sick from the pneumococcal flu, and they are coming out their prison cells. Like I said, it had to be that gunshot that caused them to come out, because you can see how Herschel tells them to go back in their prison cells. So, yeah, with that right there. Like I said, we can see Maggie trying to get into the prison because the doors are locked, and somehow they isolated, they locked. Also, we see a human being, and we see a pair of shoes. They got some shoes on, look like some boots with some jeans. Speculation and predictions, and also the Talking Dead say they will have a special guest on their show. And usually when they have special guests, that means 9 out of 10, one of the main cast members has died, like they did with Merle and the rest of them. Now, I did my research on who I think that person is laying there dead, or possibly they survive, but I think they die, because like I say, Talking Dead said they're gonna have a special guest. If you look at the pants, you can see a brown stripe on the pants. If you go back and watch the earlier episodes of season 4, you can see Sasha with those same pants on, and on each pants leg, it has like a brown stripe going down on each pants leg. And if you pay attention to her boots, so I'm thinking that's Sasha. I'm thinking that Sasha, that probably has died from the pneumococcal flu. Next, we see a prison. Oh, next we see Herschel getting attacked by a walker, and that might be the reason that gunshot was fired, because probably Glenn or somebody tried to help him when the zombie got him. Because like a people, like, they can't save everybody. Somebody's going to die. A few people is going to die from that flu. But I think out of a couple of people, out of a lot of people, that can save just a couple, if you get what I'm saying. Next scene, we see Rick firing the gun. Like I say, I think, no, I know for a fact there will be somebody attack the prison. Now, this scene right here with Rick holding this gun firing, it could be a cliffhanger scene, like I say, to show us what's going to happen in the next episode. And next we see Michonne carrying the body. So overall, I talked about that scene, and let me touch on this next scene. We see Herschel talking to Dr. S, and Dr. S did say when anybody get the pneumococcal disease, the blood pressure, it starts to build up within their body, and the blood basically looks for some place to come out. And you can see how he's telling Herschel that I can't be saved, because his eyes start to bleed, so the blood is finding some way to come out, and it's coming out through his eyes. And yeah, I don't see him making it for some reason. He's really, really sick. I mean, this guy is completely pale. He's pale. I mean, he was like a brown skin type of person, but this guy's completely pale. Blood running down out his eyes. The pneumococcal disease is kicking his ass. Jesus, man. So I don't see him making it within this episode. But overall, this episode will be good. I think it will be good. And like I say, the new co-star, Julio, I don't think he's part of the prison. I really don't think that. This guy look like he goes for bad. And I'm not saying it's the governor that's going to attack. I hope it would be, but I don't know, man. My expectations has been kind of low, because I've been saying, man, the governor supposed to come in this episode. He ain't showed up yet. I think the governor might appear in episode 6 or 7. And also, this might be similar to, like I said, the Hunter's arc that's in the comic book. This might play a similar trait to that story arc itself. So hopefully, this episode will be great, and I'm so happy we moved on from this pneumococcal flu storyline, because the pneumococcal flu did play. It was how you say an antagonist within this season, the first of this season, the first couple of episodes of season 4, it played the antagonist role. So now we are finally moving on to the next storyline, and that's humans versus humans, and zombie still plays a major role within this. So Also, the guy who had got killed, the guy who we thought got killed in the previous episode, just past episode 4, I think he's still alive. I really think that guy is still alive because the girl is dead, but shit, we don't know what happened to him, and I think somehow he might come back as possible. Carol might run across him because trust me, I think Rick will let Carol come back to that prison. Just me, personally. But like I say, R.I.P. to Sasha, if that's her. The pants leg look just like her pants leg. Have a nice day. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. Peace.